Our learning objective today is to round decimals to the nearest whole number. I'm going to start by recapping the rounding rules that we learnt before Christmas, before moving on to show you how to round a decimal to the nearest whole number. So we're going to start with rounding to the nearest 10. We're going to start with 832. So we've got 30 in our tens column. Now to decide if we round up or down, we're going to look at our ones column. Okay, so put that red line there to show that. Now is this 5 or more? Because remember, if it's 5 or more, we round up to the next 10. If it's 4 and less, we round down. So no, 2 is less than 5. So that means we round down to 830. For our next number, we have 837. Again, this is the 10 and this is the 1 that we will look to decide if we're going to round up or down. Is it 5 or more? Yes, that means we round up to the nearest 10, 840. With 195, again, when we're rounding to the nearest 10, we look at the ones column. Is it 5 or more? Yes, so we round up to 200 because that is the next 10 up. Now we're going to look at rounding to the nearest 100. We have 583. This time, because we're rounding to the nearest 100, we look one place to the right, which is the tens column. Is it 5 or more? Yes, that means we round up to the next up to the next 100, which is 600. So 872. Again, we're going to use the tens column to decide if we're going to round up or down to the nearest 100. Is it 5 or more? Yes. So we round up to the next 100, which is 900. This number here, 89. Okay, we haven't got that anything in the hundreds column, but we're still going to look at the tens column to decide if we round up to the next 100 or not. Is it 5 or more? Yes. So we round up to the next 100, which is 100. I'm now going to show you how we would round to the nearest whole number. So the whole numbers are our ones, and we'll look to one column to the right to decide. So we will be looking at this tenths column. We still ask, is it 5 or more? Yes. So we'll round up to the next whole number, which is 5. 4.2. Again, we look at the tenths column. Is it 5 or more? No. So we round down to 4, the nearest whole number. 4.9. We're still looking at that tenths column. Is it 5 or more? Yes. So we round up to 5. For the next 3 questions, feel free to pause it and have a go at the question before I go through the answer. 32.9. So, is it 5 or more? Yes. So we round up to 33. 65.4. Okay, we're still going to look at the tenths column. Is that 5 or more? No. So we round down to 65. The final question, 57.9. Still looking at that tenths column. Is it 5 or more? Yes. So we round up to 58. Okay, I'm now going to show you the task that I would like you to complete today. So we're going to use the number line to round to the nearest whole number. Okay, and that might help some of you who found that explanation a little bit tricky. So I'm going to go through the first 2 examples on the worksheet. 0.8 rounded to the nearest whole number is, and then you need to fill in that blank. there will be a number line that is split into tenths. So 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1. But notice that the numbers at each end of the number line will change depending on the question. So for the first one, 0.8. Okay, so you can count along 8 to find that, or I know it's more than 5, so I can use that to count on 0.6, 0.7, and 0.8. And that's where it will go on the number line. Now I can see that that is closest to 1, so it rounds, the nearest whole number is 1. Okay, so you would write 1 in that box. If I move on to 13.6, I'll have to use the number line to help me. So I can count along 13.1, 13.2, 13.3, 13.4, 13.5, 13.6. So it would go there on the number line. I could also use this to help me. I know that 13.6 is more than 13.5, so I'll start there, 13.5, 13.6. And that's a quicker way to find out where it would be on the number line. Now if it is here, I know that that 10th column is 5 or more, so it would round up to 14. It's closest to 14 on the number line. Now, so that's what your worksheet is going to look like. There is 10 questions over 2 pages. You don't need to copy out the number line, okay? You can just use that to help you to work out the answer. Okay, you just need to write the answer. So for question 1, you could write 0.8 and then a dash is 1, or you could just write 1, okay? But as long as we know which question you're answering.